We got this wonderful documentary that's premiering December 15th, and I know you got the red carpet event, which I'll be there, VIP at the A4M.
This is something no one's ever experienced. This is like a Hollywood movie premiere. You know, the movie Expendables? This is an Expendables on steroids. 113 people.
Meet Anthony and TereZa Lolli, visionaries behind the groundbreaking documentary Biohack Yourself. This transformative film gathers 130 world-class experts to explore innovative approaches to health and wellness. Get ready for an inspiring conversation about their mission to make biohacking accessible for all.
We want to celebrate the real game changers, people that are making a difference in humanity and really healing people behind closed doors. We think they need the celebration and they need to be recognized. So this is why we're throwing all of it out. It's going to be a huge event.
I love that. And you know, I've been in the industry for almost 2 decades. That has never been done.
Never been done.
People have asked us, how did you get them all together in one documentary? The mission was clear. The mission was, let's come under one umbrella and enlighten the general public who has absolutely no clue what is this world of biohacking.
So it's entertaining, it's engaging, it's informative, it's relatable, it's fun. You'll find someone's story in the documentary that you can relate to, maybe your mother.
This is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there with the team, and I'm bringing the doctors, my partners. I've been sharing it with everyone. This is going to be Welcome to another episode of a Healthy Point of View podcast. I'm your host, Sam Tejada. Today we have some special guests. You know, you guys see me on the podcast spreading the word on biohacking, health, wellness, functional medicine. But who we have here today, they are really spreading the word. And they got some great stuff happening. Red carpet premiere right around the corner. Today we have Anthony and TereZa Lolli. How are you guys?
Oh, amazing. Thanks for
Having us.
Thanks for having us. I mean, look, just walking in this place was incredible. The tour, the aesthetics, the feel, the vibe, you know, loved it. Loved it.
Thank you. And I see you guys dress up pretty nicely. So I can't wait to see how you guys dress up for the big thing that's coming up, you know. I want to hype up the listeners about what we got going on. You know, we got this new documentary. Yes, that's coming out. And I want to get into the story of how you guys even decided to actually put this documentary together, because I heard the story.
Yeah.
And when I heard the story, I said, you guys got to come on the podcast. We got to talk about it. We got to bring this to the functional medicine industry. So we got this wonderful documentary that's premiering December 15th. And I know you got the red carpet event, which I'll be there, VIP at the A4M, which I tell everybody it's the Super Bowl of the hit. This is it. So let's
The Oscars of longevity. People like the Oscars. And honestly, we want to celebrate the real game changers, people that are making a difference in humanity in general and really healing people behind closed doors. And we think they need the celebration and they need to be recognized. So this is why we're throwing all of it out and we're having the Oscars of longevity. We have 10 red carpet stations, reporters, videographers, photographers. It's going to be a huge event. So we can't wait to see you there.
I love that. And you know, I've been in the industry for almost 2 decades. That has never been done.
Never been done. And just to add a little background and color to your audience. So what happened is my wife and I are documentarians, and we started doing health documentaries because my own personal health. I used to be 315 pounds about 4.5 years ago. So I lost 125 pounds in 9 months. It became a transformation competitor, bodybuilding. We put it on Amazon. It was streamed so much, like globally in 95.
That was around like
during COVID, during the pandemic, when everybody was like either watching Tiger King, they were watching Tiger King on Netflix, and Fat Lolli, the six-pack Lolli on Amazon. And that really put us in a position to really realize there's a massive audience of people that want to watch health content. Right. But when they watch it, they want change. So a lot of people were reaching out to us on social media, you know, thank you. I needed a challenge. I needed to know how to do this thing. I relate to you. People were reaching out to TereZa, like, how did you get your husband to do this? I want my husband to get in shape. And so we went balls to the wall with the documentary. I was like half naked with blood bags because I did a loose skin surgery. But
our documentaries become successful because we are very solution oriented. We find a solution for ourselves, for our interests, and we bring that to light. For example, for him, For 40 years, he's tried to lose weight. And each time, not only did he fail, but he was gaining more weight continuously. So he had just given up at the age of 41, and he had told me, this is just going to be me.
Well, before I gave up, I tried a gastric sleeve.
Yeah.
Which is that man's ace in the hole. I lost 50 pounds. I gained 70. I stretched my stomach back out. That's how much
You were eating more.
I had a big problem. And then I lost my muscle mass because I couldn't absorb real food. So I was drinking my calories with ice creams and Starbucks, all that kind of crazy sugars.
But it wasn't until he discovered this world of transformation, right? So that's a whole world where it's an infrastructure. People are supporting each other, or people are posting each other's transformations. And that was something for him. It was like, wow, like nothing like.
Find your tribe.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, though. It's like, I know a lot of people that go through a weight loss journey, right? Obviously, at Liquid Vita, we put people through weight loss journey. What made you guys want to actually televise the whole process?
Well, you know what's interesting? I'm an entrepreneur in real estate and many other endeavors in TereZa, and I knew that if I didn't treat this like a venture or hold myself accountable in front of millions of people, I would not go through with it.
Wow.
So, obviously I had to make the change for my family, for my wife, for my children. That kind of changed the landscape of why I wanted to do it. Before it was just about us, and now it was about the kids and the family and being healthy for them. And so that was a big deal. But I wanted to attach a business and I wanted to help other people. And so when I added those antidotes, plus I hired professionals. What I mean is I hired a coach. Right. So like, for example, in your case, if I wasn't feeling well, I would go to a Liquid Vita and get professional help, guide me towards my health journey. That's a good step. Right. So what I was doing is I was coaching myself as a fat person and thinking I knew it all. So I had to put my ego to the side. I hired a transformation coach. I invested the money. I told him to come live with me. I flew him down from Ireland and is an incredible guy. He's going to be at the event December 15th. And, he changed our lives. He lived with us for a year. We filmed the documentary. We took him with us on family vacations. And I really learned, it's like you're the average of the 5 people you associate with. So I changed my sphere of influence. I started hanging out with athletes and bodybuilders and fit people.
People into the health.
People into that whole thing. So I changed my surroundings. And then, it was very easy with TereZa. She was already living a healthy lifestyle. So that was really like a game changer, really changing my environment, detoxifying.
No, I like that because, one of the things that I always tell people is like every great athlete has a coach. And even if you know how to play the sport very well,
right,
you want to have a coach, right? And maybe it's not just about having a coach to teach you the right things, but there's an accountability component that you have to report to this person. You got to sometimes send pictures of what you're eating to this person,
right?
Sometimes, I got one of my clients who's a dear friend of mine. He wears the glucose monitor. So his coach gets alerted if he's eating any kind of sweets or anything like that, So I agree with that. You should always have a coach. Now, TereZa, you had your own journey as well, too. I mean, you've lost a
I wanted to add something to that. Was something that was instrumental was about 2 months before he found the coach, I photoshopped his head on a very muscular body that I found on Google, and I printed it and put it everywhere in the house.
It's just a joke, or was it? Well,
no, it was basically, I've manifested my life in every single possible way. I mean, 15 years ago, I come to this country for the great America, $300 in my pocket, didn't speak the language. I imagine and visualize myself graduating with honors, and I did. Summa cum laude, got an accounting degree, got an offer from Deloitte & Touche, declined that because I wanted to be in the entertainment industry because I already was bit by the bug. I was already bit by the bug in Armenia because I participated in Armenian Idol and I was televised and I had a lot of accolades like swim competitions, dance competitions, 3rd place ping pong champions. So I was always in the spotlight. So when I came here and I saw the opportunity and I walk the streets of New York and say, wow, Sony Records is right here. And, for someone coming from Armenia, you feel like all your dreams are so close to achieve. And sure enough, I was able to get in the door with Warner Brothers. I was recording. I was working on my album. I was in films on Netflix with Corey Feldman. So I was working on myself, on my career. All of it was visualized. So when we got together and we got married, and, I knew like he is an incredible person. So the weight was never an issue for me. It was an issue for him. But, we never paid attention to it. It was from the health perspective. And it wasn't until I was nursing our son all night long, because he just wouldn't want to sleep. I would be up at odd hours at night. So I would hear him have sleep apnea. So he would breathe and he would stop breathing for like a few seconds. And that really worried me, because I'm up all night and I'm hearing him snore, stop breathing.
Well, that puts a huge toll on your body. I mean, your
brain. Oh, it was crazy. So I told him, I said that there's something else going on. Like this, the extra fat is affecting your health. Right. We have 2 children, like you need to live for them. And he told me, he put his foot down and he said, I'm going to be happy and fat. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. It's not going to work for me. So that was a very crucial moment where I said, I've visualized everything in my life. What if I visualize something for him? So I searched the internet. I found an incredible 6-pack guy on Google, just random. And then I photoshopped his head. And that's how I've done it for myself before. And I slapped the photo all over the house. And he came, he looked. And for him to see that gave him the edge. So then he discovered this coach and he discovered the world of transformation. It all kind of fell into place like a puzzle. And we started filming everything. And I can't tell you how when you have this imagination and you just see it so clear, and then you put it on a piece of paper and you print it out and you see it, there's no way that it's not going to get done. And that's how we do everything.
It's like having a vision board. Yeah. It's like the vision board. You see it every day.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, you know how to cook?
Of course. I meal planned everything for us.
So do you think the Armenian food was what?
He did not eat Armenian food. No. So when we got first, when we started dating first, so I was putting him through these medical checkups. Like I would take him, I was like, hey, I'm going to get blood work. Let's go do it together. Because I really was interested in his health. I mean, you're 315 pounds. Let's check your health, because we intend to have a family. We intend to have children. It's crucial to check genes and all that stuff. I grew up very, very concerned with health and healthy eating. And I was a biohacker without knowing that I was a biohacker. And he wanted to put me through his testing of who's your family, who's your uncles, who's your influence. So he came to Armenia to
screening.
Diligence. I was screening. Yeah, he was doing my background check. We went to Armenia. He lost at least like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Those 2 weeks because he wouldn't eat anything. So my cooking doesn't count for him. What I do, at least during the competitions, was being diligent and meal prepping, ounce by ounce, weighing everything, prepping, packing. So that was like, we both have discipline like none other. Like I've never seen, especially having 2 children, nursing them, with just having their busy lives. At the time, our kids were booking Netflix shows, commercials, very busy auditioning.
How old were the kids when you went to the weight loss?
So our son had just turned like 8 months old.
Oh, wow. So this is not an easy thing to do. No.
Oh, no. It was the hardest time. And our son is actually the catalyst of putting us in this journey of biohacking, which we could talk about in a bit. But it was the worst time to get anything started. Like, we were not sleeping. He was up at almost all night. He had a little silent acid reflux. And so he wasn't even getting the rest that he needed. I was up nursing. He was having sleep apnea and all of that stuff. But, we had a vision. So we knew that if we stick to it, and the coaching was crucial because, if you maintain this calorie intake and you just maintain this meal plan, you will get to your goal.
Right.
This is very
easy. It's just everything. Also, for me, I have to respect the coach. So I respected the nutritionist coach. When I met him, he had a tattoo. When we FaceTime, he was in Ireland. And he had a tattoo that said millionaire. I said, are you a millionaire yet? He said, not yet, sir. I said, if you come live with me, I'll make you a millionaire, And then, of course, now he's super successful. And then like a week before I decided to do this journey, I met a friend of mine introduced me to this guy named Francisco, a Dominican dude that he was a barber, but then he owned Airbnbs, real estate.
Okay, so I'm in the domain.
Right, exactly. And then he started buying real estate in DR to also do vacation rentals out there. And so he was somebody that I respected. And then when he connected me with him, I wasn't ready at the time. We were at a hookah lounge and whatever. I just met him. I wasn't deciding. I was fat. And so, but when we made the decision where I hit the switch, I remember that I had just met him, and I said, I'm going to have anybody physically train me, because I had a nutritionist, that was the Irish dude, and then the physical trainer. And so I was mentoring him on real estate stuff, because my background is real estate. Right? He was mentoring me on how to train, and he was training me. So it was a lot of respect. I respected him. I respected the coach. And that's what did it for me too. I assembled the right people that, as an entrepreneur, as somebody that, knows a lot of stuff, I got to respect you if I'm going to take instructions. Right. And these dudes, the mutual respect, the chemistry was there, but it just happened to be that I had met him.
So when we talk about respect, what in what sense are you talking about respect? Like respecting their time, respecting their efforts into it?
I think, well, first of all, with Francisco, who actually died in a car accident, going in the documentary but this was he died 3 days before my first competition that he was flying back to. He died in a car. He went to DR. And I respected him as a entrepreneur, a person wanting to do something more with his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so there's a guy who's a barber. He owned the barbershop, has, I think, 3 kids. You met his kids. They're wonderful kids. So as a father, I respected him. As a businessman, I respected him. Then this guy puts his pride to the side and says, you know what I'm going to do? I want to be a personal trainer. I'm going to close the barbers. I'm going to work as a barber with my clients. At night, I'm going to train. I'm going to be a trainer at the gym. So he got his license. Then he started like expanding and trying to buy more property and stuff like this. So I respected him on so many different levels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where this guy is growing. I want to build a legacy for my kids. The chemistry that we had, everything that, how he motivated me and encouraged me.
Amazing.
So all those things, I respected him as a clean cut dude, and so that right there did it for me. You know what I mean? And Mike had a whole host of things that we respected. Why I liked him, the nutritionist,
He also was working out about 3 sessions a day. So it was his full-time job. It was 2 hours of CrossFit, then come home, rest, go get a massage, 2 hours of heavy-duty bodybuilding, rest, get massage. Like, it was a job.
You went all in.
I went all in.
Went all in. And that's why you were able to be so successful in 9 months. Because most people, 120 pounds, and to turn out the way you did would take even longer. So you went all in.
But remember the level of mental intimacy you have with someone where they see you at your weakest moment. You know what I'm saying? And so I needed that comfort level where I felt comfortable to kind of trust in someone, to really see a side of me I've never seen in myself, to be able to do box jumps when you're 315 pounds, right? Really do things like push-ups that I couldn't do, or rope climbing and falling and failing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm a successful entrepreneur, I've never failed at anything in my life. To be able to kind of expose myself in a vulnerable way to another man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Bo? So I needed that. And so just, God or divine intervention put the right people in my life, starting from my wife, to be able to get us to this point. But then, so that really kind of brought us in the world of health. You know what I mean?
To also add to his point, the team, right? If anybody's watching and they want to dive into a journey that he has accomplished, first have the vision, like a clear vision. Second, get your team. Without a team, you will fail.
Right.
So he had the coach, the nutritionist that moved to live with us full time without a back ticket. Like, we did not have a flight back. So then we also called my mom for the rescue to help me raising the kids. Then we had his mom living with us who would do the meal plans if I was exhausted. So yes, it was like a very exhausting time because we had 2 very young kids, but we also called in the 2 grandmas. So we had a solid team, and we looked at each other. We said, we're doing
with the support system, everything.
Boosting happening, whatever he needed. This kind of salt, okay, we need it. We need a measure, then we need a weight. We need this chicken from here. We need this. Like, there was shopping being done on time. Everything was scheduled like an army. It was discipline.
That's a lot of discipline. So at what point did you guys decide, okay, well, let's bring the cameras?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was, I'd always been an executive producer, which is a fancy word for the guy that puts up the money. Done stuff with Spike and a bunch of other celebrities where I put up money for movies, independent films, short films.
Right.
So I was in and around, Hollywood and movies. My home was used for music videos, my cars and stuff like that. And so I'd done stuff with Raekwon where I was his chauffeur in my Rolls Royce and music videos and stuff. So I was in and around that industry, and then when I met her and she was already accomplished, it was just a natural thing to do. So we started filming, and I realized that there was an opportunity to kind of really put it out there in a big major way. Right. So we utilized all the contacts and connections I had, because I was already an existing entrepreneur in the real estate space, knew a lot of people. So I was able to get a good deal with the streamers to be able to put it up there. And then that changed the trajectory. And then it turned into my documentary. Then we did one about her where she competed like 32 times and became a 2-time bikini world pro. And then we did a loose skin surgery documentary, and then a bodybuilding documentary. All these things are on Amazon. They became big hits. But then we got hit again with a health scare. First, it was me with the weight thing. Then it was her, but nothing bad. She had a diastasis recti. She had some issues. We thought we resolved them with competing. Turns out we put her hormones out of whack. She did it all naturally. But you're not supposed to diet to the extreme body fat. 32 times.
A lot of discipline, but when it comes to hey, look, I got 2 trophies over there. So I did. No. So I know you got nasty quality by blood. Listen, I used to literally, I'm one hand, I knew exactly what I was grabbing at the groceries. Right. Asparagus, broccoli, chicken breast, tilapia, there is some sweet potato. So for me, like, you're not getting the nutrition that you need, that your mind needs. So bodybuilding can be very stressful.
It was very
stressful. Women too, I actually went into early menopause at the age of 35. And I was able to reverse that, but that was very scary. And I lost my hormones. My hair was falling out. I mean, for 8 months straight, we were competing, and I was on 8% body fat. For a woman, you're not really allowed. He didn't get hit. He was just thriving, actually.
Yeah, I was thriving because I did that. Anything was better than being 315 pounds. So I was already on the upward trajectory, and then she was on the downward trajectory. And we're thinking looking good on the outside doesn't mean you're feeling good on the inside, right? Simultaneously, she's recognizing that our children are suffering from their own health crises. We have this beautiful son. All of a sudden, we're getting misdiagnosed with potentially has autism, potentially has this. You should get this medicine.
Restless leg syndrome, and being given wrong medication, wrong medication. And just like he doesn't take an answer from one coach and one trainer and one way to go, one training, passion way to go, I don't take one answer for an answer too. So we took my son to 20 to 25 homeopathic doctors, holistic medicine, like anybody.
The best ones are booked and busy too. Yeah. I had to make phone calls to political friends. Do me a favor, can you get this person to skip, my son? And if I didn't have that, we wouldn't be where we're at right now, besides her really being diligent and not taking no for an answer and wanting to really research, getting not a second opinion, like a 15th opinion. $200,000 later, we discovered we had mold toxicity from our beautiful mansion, but the central air is killing our son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And why was it affecting him more than us? Was because he had the MTHFR gene mutation. He had double copies of that. So then you're understanding, wow, if I had taken the misdiagnosis and the supplementation that was given to us, his condition
would get worse. And then it starts creating a chemical imbalance in the bowel. So amazing that you guys were able to find a functional medicine. Sir, that's what it is. That's where you take that deep dive and look under the hood to really figure out what the heck is going on.
But even the functional medicines and the alternative medicine doctors, right? It's still, you got to look through the answers. Some of them only specialize in specific things. Right. So it still was a big puzzle that I had to put together. And then once we did that, we got him into a nice protocol that actually detoxed and flushed him out. All of a sudden, he starts speaking. He starts memorizing lines, because I was also pushing him into the acting world, because for me, that was the level of success and normalcy. Like if he could do what our daughter does, memorizing lines, being on set, being happy, then he's good.
Right.
So it was funny because he was like, he's a boy, he's not going to do it. And for me, it was proof that he's normal. Yeah. So I pushed him. Next thing you know, he's booking Martin Scorsese's daughter's movie as a lead actor. He's got a character like no one else that we've seen before. He's getting stronger, his body. So everything started transforming from being on a herbal medicine protocol. And
then we think we're out of the woods. We resolve that problem. Then all of a sudden, our daughter has a ball on her neck. And so it turns out it's a lymph node issue. So it's like, what we went through step by step by step. It's all of us had our own health crises that it basically led us to naturopathy, homeopathy, and discovering biohacking. And so we are very adamant about letting the world learn as we learn.
Right.
And so TereZa decided that she wanted to kind of have the cameras rolling as we discover how to finally put our children's issues and her own issues to bed.
Well, because I met so many moms throughout the entire parenting journey. We put our kids into 5 different schools because I come from Armenia. I don't know the school system here. When you go and you do your little tours, everyone says, yeah, this is rated amazing. This is a good school, but good according to what standard?
Right.
Emotional standards, intelligence standards, friendship standards, good circle standards. I don't know. So I said, screw it. Let's just go to every kind of school for 6 months at a time. So we went to Montessori for 6 months, Waldorf for 6 months, Orthodox Christian for 6 months, public school for 6 months, private school for 6 months. And in every school, I got to meet a lot of moms, a lot of circles of friends that had some issues with their kids, some health issues. So when I saw the difference that from Fat Lolli to Six Pack Lolli made, or the Super Lollies made, and the amount of outpour of reaction that we were getting, oh, I was going to commit suicide. Like he would get messages like that. But because I watched your documentary, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do it just like you did. And that gave me the idea, like all these moms that I've met, how many moms can we save? How many kids can we save? Let's roll the cameras. And we said, we don't know what we're going to discover. Just like when he started losing weight, we didn't know we're going to become athletes and pros.
Yes.
Right? It just opens. Documentary making is life.
Is it that such a rewarding, great feeling when you can hear someone say, I was on edge.
Yeah.
And now after watching what you're putting out there,
Yeah.
you basically saved their life.
Yeah.
So okay, so we got the documentaries, you got millions of streams and downloads and everything else. And all of a sudden, now fast forward to what we got going on now.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, Biohack Yourself was supposed to be a 1-part doc, just exploring biohacking through what we were going through. And it exploded into a 5-part documentary with 113 of the most notable longevity stars in the planet, really. These are people like Dave Asprey, Ben Greenfield, Bruce Lipton, even people like Dr. Mercola.
Yeah, anyone, founders, scientists, innovators, inventors, popular people. We really got an amazing eclectic group of interviews. And we were like excited kids in the candy shop. We were like, what? Nitric oxide, what?
But we immersed ourselves.
What?
Yeah, we're using all of this stuff. So we did an experiential documentary where we put ourselves through the protocols. Like we're clients of Dr. Daniel Amen. We went through the brain scans and we went through all the protocols. We're getting coached by certain people from the documentary. And TereZa's like best friends with everyone. She talks to them every day. I'm like, who are you talking to? Amen right now. How long is the documentary? The documentary, well, each documentary is about an hour.
5-part documentary.
Okay, yeah. So 5 episodes. So
5 episodes. They're all standalone. So you can watch part 3 and still kind of understand what it is without having to watch part 1. So something we did different, actually, on the covers of the documentaries, we put everybody's names that's in that part of the documentary. So you can kind of look at it and say, okay, I want to watch this part, learn about water and nutrition. No, I want to watch this part, learn about quantum and this kind of stuff. So we intelligently separated all 5 parts to give somebody a really good gateway information.
Okay.
But then we built biohackyourself.com, which is a media platform to support the documentary.
Right.
Because our lives have changed from all of these interviews. However, you cannot put 2-hour-long interviews in one documentary from 113 people. So we have all of the long form, mid form, short form content on our website.
Yeah.
Biohackyourself.com. And then it's evolved into media platform.
So what we wanted to do was really create a resource, an encyclopedia. Most of the time when you watch a health documentary, they're talking about a problem, not a solution to that problem. They're, fear-mongering, talking about the government, talking about this, talking about that injection. but how do I help myself? I'm sick.
Yeah.
I know. You know what I'm saying? So we created it where we're interviewing people that you could actually go visit and see, right? So if we were to have you in the documentary, people know you have 30 locations and where to find you. There's a website. They can watch your podcast. So what we're doing is we're introducing people into this world, supporting it with a website, with articles, links, podcasts, information, courses, even events that you can attend where you can meet these founders. And so you know that you can trust them. A lot of these people have pain to purpose stories, and they created their inventions or their products because they were sick just like us. And so this documentary is really the first of its kind. And one of the things that we realize is these people are very genuine. No one asked to be paid. Most of these people are paid speakers. They get paid big bucks.
Yeah.
You know, someone like RFK to appear in anything with a security detail and all that, we're talking $250,000.
Right.
This guy just came to really share his
Or
work.
it shows the passion
Yes.
that these individuals have in the health and wellness industry.
Then they didn't stop there. They're now contributors for our website. They're right now original.
Flying down to our red carpet.
The red
premiere
carpet event on the
to
5th.
really be in the same room all together and really unite, because there's a lot of competition between all of these people and the influencers, and a lot of people have asked us, how did you get them all together in one documentary?
Yeah.
Well, the mission was clear. The mission was, let's come under one umbrella and enlighten the general public who has absolutely no clue which red light to buy, what is hyperbaric chamber, really the entry level of understanding what is this world of biohacking. So we were fortunate enough to be.
Well, and that's amazing. And how you said it's the encyclopedia, right, of the biohacking.
Yes.
And you're giving people the tools to be able to have access, right? Access to the education, access to the different modalities, the different services that are out there. And, everything that's on there is not necessarily for everybody.
Correct.
But you have so much information that you can figure out what it is that's going to probably work for you. And the industry doesn't have it.
Doesn't have it.
So this year, like when you guys first told me about it, I was amazed. I even told this at Ben. I had envisioned this, but the execution portion of it, it's a lot. Like what you guys are doing, this is not a one-man show.
No.
This is something where you got a team of people. There's a lot of thought through it. And then having the contributors that have the strong scientific background, right? To be able to make sure that the information that's actually being published,
Yes.
it's not some of the stuff that you go on some of these publications and it's just like, like I get, on the PR side, my publicist reaches out, this publication wants to do a story hacking. And some of these publications, I won't even do a story because I know half of the stuff they put out there is nonsense.
Correct.
So there's not any truth behind that. So having the contributors that have that strong scientific background,
Yes.
to be able to actually look through everything that gets published,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It's a big deal. And, it's really unprecedented, but the information is distilled. So that's what we wanted to do. Because one of the things that we noticed from the outside, because remember, 18 months ago, we knew nothing about this. And so when we sat down, right off the bat, mitochondria, ATP, telomeres, hyperbaric chambers, like, whoa, what does all that mean? So we literally were asking questions, much like a couple would when they're at a doctor's office. What's wrong with me? What does that mean? What do you mean photobiomodulation? I don't know what you're saying to me. Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. And then what we did is we put our kids so they could talk to our kids and explain, tell our kids what you told us. And then they changed the language and really said, well, I'm a brain doctor and this is what I do. And we actually understood more when they were talking to our kids.
To that, how I said, layman's even terms. Bring it even lower. Bring it down.
Like I said, unintimate.
Right. And so, because we also were trying to watch these podcasts, but if you listen to Andrew Huberman and Lex Friedman,
They'll go.
they'll leave. And then it's almost like I'm watching two Mandarin tennis players. I don't know what you guys are saying. So we kept it that way throughout the entire documentary. And even the website is supporting materials that makes you understand. Now, there is an avenue once you get deeper and you can get more complicated and click the links and really dive deep into the science. Like us now, right? We went from elementary school. I don't know what grade we're in right now, but we're constantly learning.
We're in high school, I would say.
But
Biohacking.
one of the things is like, you mentioned RFK Jr. Like there's a big movement, make America healthy again.
Yes.
So if we talk about making America healthy again,
Yes.
we're talking about making everybody healthy. Correct. So the conversation when we're explaining this biohacking information and bringing it to the masses has to be at that kindergarten level, correct? Because we want the kids to know how to live healthy.
Correct.
You know, we want the teenagers to know how to live healthy. So having that information where it's easily to digest,
Yes,
is key.
Oh, when you said Maha, right? And we're involved with that whole entire movement and organization, the anti-Kellogg's movement that Maha, that you said kids. Kellogg's is kids. And that's really when I think the general public, the moms, understood, wait a minute, you're talking about my right? So we did the exact same thing. Although we don't point fingers or do anything like that, we're really talking about simple things that you can do, even free things you can do to biohack yourself, right? You can really lead yourself to,
so many things get done wrongly to the children from 0 to 10, right? There's a lot of things that when you just look at it, right? Even, just sleep training, for example, right? That gives a lot of abandonment issues and emotional damage. And we've done massive amount of research. There's certain things like just even when the kids start eating solids, right? What kind of solids you're getting, like, or what are the ingredients? Even formula, like what are the ingredients? I mean, there was many lawsuits against a lot of the formula companies, right? Then you go to age 7 and 8 and the kids are getting root canals done, which are now we're discovering that root canal is not the way to go because you're actually continuing to keep a dead tooth in your body where the root is gone. So when you look at how many things that get done wrong from 0 to 10, you have to protect that age group. And for us, that was the journey. Our kids were really the catalyst in the beginning of our journey.
And some people don't get a chance to meet people that were in the sick care system and got out of the sick care system. And we got a chance to meet all of them. And so, one thing is meeting one or a local person you meet, and okay, great. They don't have enough volume of clientele to really give you that deep dive. But when we, in a short amount of time, interviewed 113 people that used to be on one side and have now been enlightened, and they have, thousands and hundreds of thousands of case studies, turnaround stories. They're introducing us to people. We're filming this stuff. We're like, wow, this is real. This is real.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And, so I grew up in the inner city. And when I worked for the fire department for 12 years, it was in a inner city, right? Low income. And, people would always ask me, it's like, well, you got exposed to, people living in bad health. They can't afford to do what you guys offer at Liquid. I says, no. The first step is actually free. It's education.
Yes.
Because the reason why the people that are living in Boca Raton, right, have the ability to live a little bit more of a healthy lifestyle versus the people that are in the inner city is that they've been able to get that education, right? So if we have a platform or a curriculum that's teaching these people from a young age, people will live a healthier, correct, more fruitful life, right? Yeah. So how you guys have, that's pretty, you just said it earlier, there's many things that can be done free. And that's what this platform has done, is giving a way for people to get educated and understand the good from the bad when it comes to that.
And it's giving them content in a way that they can respect and they understand. Our parent company is Lolli Brands Entertainment. So it's entertaining, it's engaging, it's informative, it's relatable, it's fun, and you can, do it anywhere, read it anywhere, and share it with your friends. You'll find someone's story in the documentary that you can relate to, maybe your mother. We even have someone that got explanted, that got toxicity from having breast health.
I've heard those before.
Those are big deals. And so it's really compelling to really dive deep into this world. And so what's happening now is we're having a red carpet premiere because of all of the online attention that the documentary has gotten. What we did differently than other documentaries, usually Hollywood keeps it hush-hush before it comes out, and you'll see a few trailers and then you go see it. No, we started the promotion engines from day 2. So we started creating shorts and reels. And what's so great about the community of people that we had, the entire cast, 130 people, they shared all of the shorts and reels that they were in, collaborated on their Instagrams. So immediately millions and millions of fans were reaching out and saying, is this movie out? I want to see it. Oh, I'm a big fan of Ben. I'm a big fan of this one. And so we recognized that there was a massive audience, bigger than the bodybuilding world, bigger than the weight loss community, moms, dads, children, anticipating its release there. And then we garnered the attention of the American Academy of Anti-Aging, which is one of the most respected places to actually
And it's
speak.
they're hosting their 32nd annual expo this year. They have about 1,000 exhibitors exhibiting the
7,000 attendees.
Sold out. I had Dr. Bob Goldman just last week here on the founder early. And, he was telling me sold out. And I tell everybody, it's the Super Bowl already in
That's what we're hosting our red carpet.
One of the things that made us so proud, because we really wanted to cast this thing and be careful who we put in the film. Them essentially hosting the red carpet premiere is like a blessing from the Pope. It's like they told us the cast you have is basically 80% of your cast have been speakers or exhibitors at the A4M. We love to host a premiere here at our annual, and this is the biggest one we got. So December 15th, essentially at the Bellini Ballroom, it's a VIP gala. This is something no one's ever experienced. This is like a Hollywood movie premiere. But this is like the Expendables, the movie Expendables, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is an Expendables on steroids. 113 people. But what else is happening in Vegas is December 9th, we're filming an all-female health documentary TereZa's directing called Shield, She Healed. And the names, the superstars that are in that documentary, they're also coming to the red carpet event to be celebrated, to do some promo. So it's really going to be, and we're simulcasting this event live.
Well, also some of the cast from our biological dentistry documentary are coming. Some of the cast from our Forever Faithful, which is a pet longevity documentary. The deeper we went into this industry, the more we understood how much segregation there is, just from the healthy person perspective, right? You do need biological dentistry in your life. Your pets, they're struggling. Bring in the pet longevity world. Bring in the women's health. Bring in the biohacking, all under one umbrella. And we go above and beyond for our vetting processes. Like we actually put together a peer review faculty group. These are moms. These are enthusiastic biohackers and scientists and doctors. And they vet all of this, right? Like we don't cast anyone in our movies unless they're vetted by some of these people.
And they all have to get along with each other. So essentially they're the review board. So whenever we onboard a new castmate, we ask the existing cast, would you be okay to be seen with this person in this document?
And I think that's one of the most invaluable things that we provide is the vetting.
Yeah.
Right? Because we came out of nowhere. Like we didn't know. And you know how many years I spent researching which red light, which this, which that. As just a regular mom, it's too overwhelming. The Google is just too much. And there's so much snake oil out there, even in the biohacking world. And also the scatteredness of everything. Like how do you understand, how do you combine your health into one place? Like which parasite cleanse is the one to go to? Which Lyme disease specialist do I go to? And so we were doing all of that. We're bringing that under one umbrella, which took us 5 years and $3.5 million to understand and to vet and to bring together. Now it's served on a silver platter to our audience.
I love that. This is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
Like I'm more excited and sorry if I'm offending anybody. I'm more excited to go to the red carpet event than anything else that weekend. So that's going to be a hit. I'm going to be there with the team, and I'm bringing the doctors, my partners. I've been, since we started talking a few weeks ago, we connected. I've been sharing it with everyone. So this is going to be fun.
I got to tell you, I really appreciate the work that you're doing with Liquidita, as a founder, as a person that is helping other entrepreneurs really grow and build a business, creating entrepreneurs. I think a person that creates entrepreneurs really does a big service for the community because you allow these people to make money, but also enjoy their lives. Right. You know what I mean? Because being an entrepreneur, sometimes, there's only 24 hours in the day. And the price of success is how much life you want to give up. Right. And so what you're doing really as a parent company, creating a system that just lets them do and be in their zone of genius. You said zone of genius to help people to focus on what matters to them rather than the other things that are really, they're not good at marketing, promoting, and, all the things that you would need to learn to earn. You're already eliminating those risks, which, I think guys like you need more credit because you guys really allow people to shine and help other people. You mentioned something the other day. That step is like, being a franchisor, you're giving people that opportunity. Yeah, I'll say about it. Yeah, it's like
do you really want to be the Steve Jobs?
That's right.
Right? And create this Apple, or do you want to be the guy selling the cell phone cases who can also make millions? That's right, doing it. That's right. And that really stuck because we're doing what I'm doing as a franchisor. It's not easy. It's stressful. You lose a lot of sleep. There's a lot of
but you got to be a fireman ready to risk your life and die for others. So you're cut from that cloth.
Right.
When you think about your MO, you were a fireman, dude. You're a hero, right?
Yeah.
You already were ready to sacrifice your life for other people.
Right.
This is merely an extension of what's in your DNA. You just applied the same mindset of who you are already. It's evident with this uniform.
For me, there's always a bigger purpose, right? And the bigger purpose here is really to make people well.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, I always tell people money is the side effect of what you're doing. When you have purpose behind it and you put that drive into that purpose.
Where did that purpose come from for you?
I just always, I was the guy that I always want to do stuff for people in the time of need. Right. So from a young age, at age 15, I became a lifeguard swim instructor, teaching water safety, worked for ocean rescue.
Yeah.
And then right after, after high school, when I was 18, I still worked ocean rescue. And then I went straight into the fire academy, paramedic school, and I went straight into the fire department. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I noticed what ended up happening with me is that I thought being that firefighter, that hero, was going to be the most rewarding job, and it wasn't. And the reason why it wasn't is that I was running these calls, emergency calls. These were paramedics out here, everybody's cross-trained. And we would take people to the hospital. And throughout those 12 years, you start seeing people's disease progress, right? So I'm picking them up, taking them to the hospital, to the ER, to that doctor, right?
Yeah.
The doctor who's extremely strong, who's going to save their life, cure them. And then all of a sudden I go from picking them up once every 6 months to now we're picking them up once every other month, once every other week.
Yeah.
To all of a sudden we're like 6-7 years in and I'm picking that person up and taking them to the hospital every other day. Where I'm questioning, well, hold on a second, I'm taking them to the hospital. How are they circling down the drain? Our medical system has failed us. It's so disease focused versus more of that proactive preventative approach where I told myself, I said, and don't get me wrong, in the fire department, you get about 10% of the calls are those emergency calls where grabbing somebody out of a burning car. You get those and those are rewarding, but 90% was a bunch of nonsense, and I felt like all of the hard work that I was putting to learn to try to help somebody I wasn't seeing the fruits out of it.
Right.
And that's where I said, you know what, I gotta do something else.
Yeah.
I gotta really try to help people.
Yeah.
And that's where Liquivita came to fruition.
Well, I got to tell you, just as a former franchisor, I understand the franchising industry very well. You run a very tight ship here, a very clean ship. How you do one thing is how you do everything, I believe.
Right.
And so, when it's very risky to start your own business. You eliminate that risk when you get into a franchise concept, but you can get into the wrong franchise concept and be worse off because you're taking instructions from the wrong leader.
Yeah.
And so when I walk in here and just from looking at you from the outside and looking on the website and looking at all your franchise, all your locations, I mean, they're all beautiful. Everyone's happy. Everyone's thriving. People are enjoying pictures with their family, with their kids. They're getting a chance to have quality of life. And so, when you're ready to take that entrepreneurial endeavor, consider being an entrepreneur, working for somebody who's got your back.
Right.
Right? You got someone's back. You're coming in for the rescue. And so I believe firmly in the franchise method only if you have a good franchisor.
Right.
That's the main thing. And, success leaves clues. Right. And so, longevity, and you've been in this in a long time. So I have, and I think financial biohacking is important. I think you figured that out as well. And also understanding how to communicate to the media. I mean, look at this podcast room. Right. Look at this show. How many people have this kind of offering to their portfolio of franchisees and the support system that you have. And so I want to commend you.
I appreciate that, man. And that's part of the bigger mission is bringing this topic, the word, about health and wellness to the masses.
Yeah.
And we're doing it and you guys are doing it wonderful. You guys are doing it at a very big level. So excited about what's to come.
Yes.
We're wrapping up here. What do we want to leave everybody with?
Well, I think everybody should really stay tuned to what's going to happen. We're going to be simulcasting live. So if you go to biohackyourself.com or Biohack Yourself Media on Instagram or X, all the social media platforms, December 15th, we're going live. We're broadcasting live. So people that couldn't afford to go or can't make it, or, obviously it's the holidays, they don't have to miss out. They get a chance. Dr. Keen Vu, who's a respected professional, who's in Biohack Yourself, is emceeing the entire event. He's literally Ryan Seacrest and Mario Lopez. So he's going to be talking to the live audience watching. He's going to be doing a play-by-play describing. And so the cameras are rolling live. So they're going to get to see you dressed to the nines, your whole crew, everybody in Biohack Yourself, everybody in S.H.I.E.L.D., some big names we can't even speak about that are coming to the event. And everyone's going to get a chance to experience what we are experiencing there and watch it on the screen. And then we have the website to support, and they can learn more. And we're going to be introducing people that you guys should know. That's really the fact. The audience should meet these people. The audience should know about you, Liquivita, all the locations and franchise opportunities. They should know about Dave Asprey and Ben Gunapoli, Bruce Lipton, and all these incredible people. We don't want to keep it to ourselves. So that's what they can expect. Tune in live December 15th. Keep your eyes on all of the announcements that we're making on social media and all the articles that we're writing about who's coming and what's happening, who's the confirmed attendees. And so a massive amount of announcements. I think we're how many weeks away? Like maybe 2 weeks away from the event. So, just watch.
Amazing.
I would say, really get in front of this health revolution that we are witnessing right now between the tech innovation and the old school methods that are just resurfacing and are now not viewed as cuckoo stuff to do, and they're getting the respect that they deserve. I say that wherever you are in your life, and this is just for anyone who's listening, who's watching, you can be better off. And if you just start one step at a time, and we're working super hard to deliver it to you. So if you just follow Biohack Yourself Media on Instagram and you just start one step at a time, and our slogan is go biohack yourself. And we mean it, by the way, because we've experienced it, and how it just gives you the energy, the drive to love life and to live happy in this one lifespan that you have, right? So I just say, get started, go biohack yourself. You can be healthier than you were yesterday with your children, with your parents and your family, and spread the word, so we can all be happy and healthy.
I love it, guys. It was a pleasure having you guys on the podcast. So this is exciting. So now everybody, you got to make sure that you're either going to stream or get your ticket. Make sure you get your ticket. I'm going to be there. All the who's in the biohacking space, functional medicine space. This is an event that you do not want to miss. If you miss it, you're going to regret it. These are going to see all the content afterwards. Make sure you get that ticket. We'll be there. Cameras will be there. You'll be able to take pictures with everybody. Make it happen. Make sure you follow them. Get on there. Biohack yourself. Understand there's always a starting point for everybody. Make sure you guys like, share, follow, make all that good stuff happen. Until the next one.